Welcome back to another episode of the Dunwoody Dialogues. I'm Mark Galvin, your host, and we are coming to you live from the worldwide headquarters of Discover Dunwoody. Now, we are interrupting your normally scheduled social media browsing today because we have a very important announcement, and so I will let you hear that in just a moment. I'll introduce our guest, but before I do, let me tell you a little bit about Discover Dunwoody. We are the official destination marketing organization for the city of Dunwoody. So what we do is we promote the local businesses, the hotels, the restaurants. We are your go-to place for everything that is Dunwoody. So if you want to know what's going on in our community, if you live here or you live in the area or you're coming to visit, go check out our website, discoverdunwoody.com. Today, we are privileged to have somebody very important to our region, Ann Hanlon, who is the Executive Director of the Perimeter Community Improvement Districts. And notice I said districts. It is because she's in charge of two. That sounds like a heavier lift, but we'll explain that in just a moment. She is our driving force in our regional development. She's been doing this for over 2 decades. She has experience in public infrastructure financing, brand management, and project management, and she has great insight on our community and presents actually more exciting things that are happening in and around Perimeter. And today she's joining us to talk about Playfully Perimeter. And welcome.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you're here. So Ann is a dear friend. We run into each other at industry events, networking events in and around Dunwoody. And you're also one of our board members. And so Wednesday's a busy day. We're going to talk about Playfully Perimeter, and you'll be chairing our board on Wednesday, is that right?
That's right.
And,
busy day.
And you have your own board meeting.
That's
on
right.
So just before we went live, Ann agreed that she's going to take Thursday as a PTO day. So I give you that okay. I think you should take that day off. Well, we're here to talk about Playfully Perimeter, but before we get there, I want to talk about being executive director at Perimeter Community Improvement Districts. Why do we say districts?
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm happy to kind of tell everybody a little bit about what the Perimeter CIDs do and how we're involved with the community. So the CIDs are special purpose tax districts. We are one organization. There are about 30 CIDs in Metro Atlanta. We are one of the oldest and one of the largest.
Wow. Okay.
We were founded in 1999 by a set of commercial property owners that owned commercial property around Perimeter Mall area.
Okay.
And so we're a special purpose tax district. Within the boundary of our district, commercial property owners pay an additional assessment. So on top of the property taxes that they may pay to Fulton County or DeKalb County, they pay an additional assessment, and that money goes into our organization at the Community Improvement District, and we use it to help finance big public infrastructure projects or do programming for the area or participate in economic development activities.
I love that.
Yeah.
So if I am an occupant in one of those office buildings in and around, do I pay that?
If you're an occupant, not necessarily,
Okay.
but our members of the Community Improvement District, our members of the CID are the property owners themselves.
Oh, okay, good.
So not a resident, not a homeowner or an
Okay.
apartment dweller or perhaps even a tenant in a building, but it's the underlying commercial property owner themselves.
Okay. So if I decide to buy an office building, I would end up paying that assessment.
That's correct.
Can I get out of it?
So CIDs exist in the state of Georgia. These organizations exist all over the country.
Sure.
Like in some places, they may be referred to as business improvement districts.
Okay.
There are things called special service districts or tax allocation districts. Sort of in the world of municipal finance, there are a lot of different types of special tax districts.
Got it.
But in the state of Georgia, CIDs exist for 6-year windows of time. So to your question, if you purchased a property, if you bought a commercial property in Perimeter, you would pay that special incremental tax for 6 years.
Okay.
And then at the end of every 6 years, the body decides whether or not to continue, like to dissolve
okay.
it or to continue.
I got it.
So think of it maybe like a homeowners association.
I was going to say that. It sounds exactly like a homeowners association. And I love that you brought that up because I was totally thinking that for the first time ever. But you also help there's so many things that you have your hands in, so to speak, that like the signage, the landscaping, you make perimeter much more attractive to future business and to economic development. And we think about this all the time. I drive down Ashford Dunwoody all the time. It's beautiful. It really is a pretty road. And driving around the perimeter area, it is enhanced by the work that you do.
Thank you. I think so too.
Absolutely.
I really, I'm obviously bullish on perimeter because that's what I do, but I really think that our business district is, I always tell people it's the safest, cleanest business district in all of Metro Atlanta. And we spent, at the CID, we spend over $1 million a year just on landscaping alone. We work with local law enforcement on helping keep this area safe. We've invested almost $300,000 with the City of Dunwoody's police department on flock cameras. We've deployed a whole network of flock cameras in the district. So we participate on the very, very small things like landscaping and security. We also do a lot on the very, very big things. We were an investor in the 285 at 400 interchange project as an example of something that's very big that affected our community. So we kind of really run the gamut from the big hardcore infrastructure projects and working on actual construction projects with our city partners down to the smaller things that kind of keep our community, looking nice and feeling special.
I love that. So why do we say districts?
So that's a great question. I'm glad you asked it. We're unique in the world of special tax districts in Metro Atlanta. We are actually two businesses under one roof.
Wow.
So in the perimeter market is comprised of Fulton County and DeKalb County. The county line runs right down the middle of perimeter.
Right down the middle.
Near the REI store and Joey D's restaurant as a landmark. And by Georgia state law, when you pay your property tax bill, you pay it to your county, the county where you own your piece of property. Okay. So you cannot have a special tax district that crosses a county line. So it must be contained within a county. So for that reason, we have the DeKalb Perimeter Community Improvement District was founded in 1999 and enjoyed a lot of success back then with traffic officers and projects and pouring sidewalks and landscaping. And then in 2001, we formed the adjacent but directly abutting Fulton Perimeter Community Improvement Districts.
Got it.
So we have two boards. It's really two businesses under one roof.
That is so interesting.
Two governing boards of directors, two separate budgets, everything. But we run it. We've branded ourselves as one organization. So to the outside world, we're operating as one fluid organization. I
think it's super interesting. And again, you do great work. Just driving down the highway, and we've all seen this. You drive down, pick your highway. As you go past an exit, there are some exits that are nice. You can tell, well groomed. The grass is cut, and then others just out of control. And so that impression, that curb appeal, is, I think, a very important part of experiencing perimeter that some people just take for granted. But it's super important. Glad that you're there. And I'm glad that the owner of our building is paying money into that to keep the area beautiful. So, can I talk about football?
Absolutely.
This wasn't in the script, but
one
I
of my
just want to ask
favorite
you.
subjects.
Yeah. So,
go Irish.
Who's your team? There we go. There it is. Right.
Go Irish.
So Notre Dame is your team. So you went to Notre Dame and you got a degree in what?
I did. I got my undergrad in government and computer science, of all things.
Wow.
I thought maybe I'd be a computer programmer.
Wow, that's unbelievable. And then you went to Georgia State, and what was the name of the degree you got there?
Master's of Public Administration.
An MPA.
Right.
Right? So everybody talks about an MBA. But
right.
I thought it was a typo at first. But that's really interesting. Georgia State and Notre Dame, two totally different styles of colleges. How did that happen?
Yeah, no, I love that. I grew up in South Georgia. I grew up in a small town in South Georgia.
Okay, what small town?
Waycross.
Waycross.
Down in God's country in southeast Georgia. My grandfather was actually the mayor of my small town.
Oh, my goodness.
When I was growing up.
So wait a minute. So as the executive director of the PCID, which is what we call the Perimeter Community Improvement Districts, PCID, so much easier. You probably have more people in the PCID than your father had as mayor of Waycross, I'm guessing.
That's right.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
right. My grandfather.
Your grandfather. So you're kind of
Yeah.
like the mayor of the PCID, if I may. So look at that.
Well,
pulled
I
up.
think that I've always had a heart for public service. I'm Catholic.
Oh, I love that. Sure.
Yeah. I
yeah.
grew up from a family that were public servants.
I didn't know there were Catholics in South Georgia, for the record.
Not many of us. Not many of us. But yeah, I think going to Notre Dame was such a special part of my life, and
That's
really
great.
taught me a lot about giving back and the responsibility to give back. But also one of the things that I love about working in the CID space is that I get to participate, with a lot of public projects and work with like the mayor of Dunwoody, Mayor
Right.
Lynn Deutsch, who is
Sure.
absolutely fantastic and does such a good job reaching out to the business community so that we can help the city partner on things.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
great.
been, I think for me personally, it's been a real blessing because it's a blend of, public infrastructure projects with sort of private sector backing.
Right.
And the ability to have the resources and have the money to get things done, but still work with like the city government, the city of Dunwoody or the city of Sandy Springs or Brookhaven, or even some of the civic partners like Discover Dunwoody or
Sure.
Chambers of Commerce. So for me personally, it's been a perfect blend of private sector and public sector.
Yeah, you're great at it. I'm
Oh,
just going
thank
to tell you
you. I
publicly, I
appreciate
think
that.
that you do a great job, and it's a lot of fun to work with you. Literally fun. You're a good partner. It's great that we can sit down and have a conversation with you, and it's a good, strong the communication goes both ways, and that's unique. You and I both know that. It's nice to have that dynamic. So we're here to talk about something coming up this week, Playfully Perimeter. You've heard it. It's happening on Wednesday. A lot of things happening on Wednesday. What is Playfully Perimeter, and why is the PCID so invested in this?
Yeah, so this is a new program. We've just kicked it off this year. I'm super excited about it. And I mentioned the CID was founded back in 1999, and for decades has been really, really hyper focused on infrastructure,
Sure.
right? On like infrastructure projects. The CID helped build the flyover bridge at Perimeter Center Parkway. The CID worked with the county and the Department of Transportation to build like the ramps from Hammond Drive onto Georgia 400.
Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, it's an important ramp.
So it's huge.
Can't believe there wasn't one there originally.
I know, it feels like it's always been there.
Right.
I mentioned 285 at 400, but since COVID, as an organization at the CID, we've really tried to sort of evolve what we're doing. And so in addition to just those big mega projects that help with access in and out of the perimeter area, we realize that this area is also coming to life. I mean, 15 years ago, there were very few people living in perimeter.
Right.
Now we speculate there's over 30,000 people living in the area.
What a change.
In the
Sure.
collective area in
Sure.
Dunwoody and Sandy Springs and Brookhaven, more than in my small town when I was
Right.
growing up. And so we need to evolve, and we need to be able to offer things to activate the area after, as we say, in the 5 to 9, not just the 9 to 5, but our employees need something to do after they
Right.
get off work.
Right.
Which is one of the reasons we decided to launch this Playfully Perimeter series. And we're super excited to work with Discover Dunwoody on it, and with our partners over in Brookhaven at Explore Brookhaven and Visit Sandy Springs. So this is a free event, open to the public, totally free. This is our second one.
Great.
We did the first one in the spring. It'll be this Wednesday afternoon over at Perimeter Summit. And kind of think of it like as an adult field day. We're going
All
to
right.
have like popsicles and ice cream and games and music, and it's just to come out and have fun.
That is fantastic. So Perimeter Summit, for those of you who don't know, that it's on the Brookhaven side, so it's on the southern side of 285, and that's where Villa Cristina is. The Hyatt's over there. These are the buildings that when you're driving up 285, I see the big IBM sign on the side of the building. It kind of that's a money shot. Just saying that IBM was able to get their logo there. So that's where it is. This is a great way. And you talk about bringing communities together, straddling that county line allows you work with Visit Sandy Springs, you work with us here at Discover Dunwoody and Explore Brookhaven. And I've really enjoyed this because we're able to collaborate with our fellow DMOs, destination marketing organizations that represent Sandy Springs and Brookhaven. So I really like that. So thank you for bringing us together like that. We really enjoy that. It's a real challenge with an economic area like ours, creating activation events that can welcome everybody. I'm gonna tell you what, that's just one of those things that I sit back and think that's not easy, because it's a wide demographic. You got lots of different people, and so you have a team that helps you with this, that helps build those ideas together. Who are those folks?
We do. We have a lot of people who are really deliberately, intentionally waking up every morning trying to figure out how to merge like the corporate community. We have such a strong corporate community here in the perimeter area with the residential community and the folks that live here. I mean, I live in Dunwoody, so I've got 2 kids in school in Dunwoody. I go to church in Dunwoody. Like, I understand what it feels like to be a resident. And to want some connection with that corporate community.
Right.
We have an entire team who's focused on doing that and
That
working.
is great.
Yeah, and working with our big corporations in the perimeter market: State Farm, Westrock, Mercedes-Benz,
So
UPS.
important. Yeah.
You know, we even on a weekly basis we're having big prospects come in and choose perimeter. You know, we've got such strong economic development staff at the cities. They've recruited. StubHub is coming to bring in a regional headquarters to Sandy Springs. TriNet is coming to Dunwoody.
Going to High Street. Yeah.
Going to High Street. Over at Perimeter Summit, just announced Flatiron Dragados, which is one of the biggest road contractors in the world.
What was their name?
Flatiron Dragados.
Oh my goodness.
They're the road contractors that's going to be building the elevated toll lanes on the Georgia 400 corridor.
And so
they'll be officing out of Perimeter Summit.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Yeah, those people that build the roads. It's so easy not to know who they are. They do big work. I just don't know them.
That's okay. They're huge. And so we've got a whole team that we're really trying to activate this place so that perimeter feels like an exciting place. You know, in the world of economic development, when we're trying to recruit new companies, we're competing with Buckhead and Midtown and downtown and places like Austin, Texas and Charlotte. And so we really want to offer something here in perimeter that's exciting. This is a place where employees want to be and want to come, and there's fun things to do in the evening. So hopefully this Playfully Perimeter series will be one of those fun things that makes people feel like perimeter's their home.
Yeah, and give people good ideas on the ways that they could even engage their own employees, right? I could see a company saying, hey, I'm going to go over there and create my own little field day for my own company. So that you're giving people good ideas, and I think that that's fantastic. What's in the future? What's the next thing for Playfully Perimeter?
So we've got 2 more events coming up this year. We've got one in the fall that's going to be, the location is still to be determined, but it's going to be sort of like a fall festival harvest theme.
Oh, great.
Again, free to the public. The CID is we're paying for it, totally free to the public. You know, the food will be free, the music will be free. And for the holidays in December, we're really excited to partner with the city of Dunwoody on some of the holiday work that they're working on.
Great.
I think it's going to be super fun.
That is going to be fun. We are, again, we're thrilled to help. It helps. We're always looking for ways that we can activate the area too.
Sure.
We want more people to come into the region, grow economic activity. What's really interesting is I could see as a resident, this happens all the time, by the way, where okay, I'm kind of confused. You have the PCID, you have Discover Dunwoody, you have the Chamber of Commerce, the city. Who are all these organizations and what do they do? And we do a lot of work together to grow economic development, but we all have very clear lanes. And so I love the ability to collaborate with you and the other cities in the area to grow the economic powerhouse that is perimeter, which I love the rebrand. We went through a rebrand, right? PCID did this, where we are called perimeter, not greater perimeter, not the perimeter.
Central
it's just
perimeter.
perimeter, central perimeter, right? Which I love because you have downtown, you have Buckhead, and now perimeter. And that single name branding makes great sense to me. Well, I love that. If somebody wanted to learn more about everything PCID is doing and the efforts, not just Playfully Perimeter, but others, Where's the best place that folks can get more info?
Yeah, so please check us out on social media. Our channels, we go by Perimeter ATL.
Perimeter ATL.
Perimeter
All right.
ATL. So Instagram and LinkedIn are probably the best ways to find us. We
That's
also
perfect.
have a good old-fashioned website.
Yeah, good old-fashioned
Which is
website.
kept alive, yeah.
Your website's fantastic.
Thank you.
Looks really great, especially after the rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
So go there, you can check that out. So the website is at perimeteratl.com, .org?
Yes.
It's .com. Okay, good. Well, and it's always good to see you. We are
Thank
so
you.
glad you came up north from Waycross. We hope all your Waycross friends still talk to you, but we're glad you're here. And we love spending time with you, and I know I'm going to see you on Wednesday, so we
That's
appreciate
right.
you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
You bet.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure. And thanks to all of you for watching. Now, we're going to wrap up here in a moment. Feel free to go back and check out your social media accounts as you were before we got here. But in the meantime, know this show's produced by Discover Dunwoody. Our producer is Madison Holtz, a Dunwoodian from many, many years ago. She's a Dunwoody High graduate, as a matter of fact. We all want you to pick up your Dunwoody stickers. Now, nobody charges you for these. If they are charging you, you need to send them to us because we give these away. You can pick the Dunwoody sticker up at City Hall, the library. You can go to NFA Burger, you name it. And if you're a business and you'd like to hand out Dunwoody stickers, you let us know. We'll be happy to put some in your hands. As always, thanks for watching us. Go check out our social media. We are always posting content about the brand new restaurants that are opening, what's going on in our hotels, maybe special events in Dunwoody. We're all about the fun, the social, the great things that happen here and our hotels. Or go to our website. So all of our social media is Discover Dunwoody is our handle there. And our website's discoverdunwoody.com. We're always updating it. Go check out our blogs. We drop 2 blogs every single week about things that are happening in and around Dunwoody and the perimeter. And thanks again for joining us. One more time, quick plug. What's going on this week?
Playfully Perimeter, Wednesday afternoon, 3 o'clock over at Perimeter Summit.
All right. Well, we want all of you to go check that out. And once you've done that, come back here to Dunwoody and discover Dunwoody.